3 million views. That's how many people saw my niece Emma film me at my own birthday dinner and say, "Look at Aunt Sarah. She's basically broke. Check out those shoes. I think she got them at a thrift store or something. Why does she even come to family stuff?" It's embarrassing. The comments made my stomach hurt. She looks like someone's grandma. Does anyone have spare change for this lady? The cringe is real. Emma picked her favorite comment and put it at the top. When the family charity case shows up to your party. I watched that video 5 times. Not because it made me sad. 'Cause I was doing math in my head. Leave a comment telling me where you're watching from right now. I want to know who's here with me. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 52 years old. I drive a Toyota that's been with me for 10 years. I get my clothes from stores that have good stuff that doesn't cost too much. Sometimes that's Target. Sometimes that's a little shop in Paris. I don't take selfies. I don't wear big shiny rings. I don't need everyone to look at me when I walk in somewhere. But here's what I do have. I own 3 companies that make technology products. Together, they're worth about $780 million. I also own buildings in 7 different cities that people pay me to use. Those are worth $41 million. I have paintings on my walls that art experts say are worth $15 million. And I have a lake house in Colorado that I bought when nobody wanted to buy houses. But my family doesn't know any of this. To them I'm just Aunt Sarah. Quiet one. The one who never got married. The one who does something with computers but must be bad at it because look at her old car. Look at her boring clothes. Look how she brings cookies from the grocery store to parties instead of fancy desserts like Emma's mom does. Emma's mom is my sister Jessica. I let them think I had no money. For 18 years I let them believe a lie. Because when my brother David married Jessica, I saw what kind of person she was right away. She only cared about expensive things. She decided if you were important based on your handbag and your car and your house. And I watched her teach Emma to think the exact same way. So I made a choice. I would still help Emma. Not because she earned it, but because she was my brother's kid. I started putting money aside for her the day she was born. Every single year, I added more money to a special account. I did it secretly, through a foundation so nobody would know it was me. By the time Emma turned 18, that account had $1.8 million in it. But I'm not dumb. The money had rules. Very specific rules. She would get the money on her 21st birthday, but only if she followed the behavior rules written in Section 4. The person getting this money must show that they are kind, honest, and respectful to other people. If they do anything in public that shows they don't have these values, as decided by the trustee, they might lose some or all of the money. The trustee was my lawyer, Daniel Foster. He had worked with me since I started my first company. He was careful, honest, and never joked around. He also happened to use TikTok because his teenage daughter showed him how. Daniel called me the morning after my birthday party. "Sarah," he said, sounding serious. "Did you see what your niece posted?" I did. 3 million people watched it. She's making fun of the person who's been saving money for her this whole time. And she has no idea. The comments are horrible. She's replying to them, making it worse. She made another video today putting all her family members in order from richest to poorest. You were dead last. I made myself some tea. What do you think, Daniel? Section 4 is very clear. She broke the rules. What she did is public. Everyone can see it. And she keeps doing it. She's not just being mean. She's making money by being cruel. She's building her whole online personality around making fun of people she thinks are losers. Her birthday is in 12 days. I know. If you want to use the forfeiture clause, I need you to sign papers. The money will go to whoever you chose as the backup recipient. The backup recipient was a scholarship program for kids whose parents never went to college. I set it up hoping I'd never have to actually use it. Send me the paperwork, I said. I signed everything that same day. The forfeiture was done. Emma's $1.8 million was gone. She just didn't know it yet. Her 21st birthday party was exactly what you'd imagine. Jessica rented a huge event space with a view of the city. There were fountains made of ice, a famous DJ, a giant screen showing Emma's face. The theme was 21 and Unstoppable. There were 300 people there. Most of them had never even met Emma. But they all had lots of social media followers, so Emma invited them to make her party look cool online. I showed up wearing a plain navy dress. No jewelry. Regular shoes. Jessica looked at me like I'd shown up in pajamas. "Sarah," she said, fake kissing near my face without touching it. "So nice you came. I know fancy parties aren't really your thing." "Wouldn't miss it," I said. The party was loud and bright when Emma grabbed the microphone. She wore a custom-made dress that cost more than most people make in 2 months. Her hair and makeup were done by professionals. She looked like a celebrity at a movie premiere. Which, in a way, she was. She was promoting herself. "Thank you everyone for being here," she said, smiling huge at the crowd. "This is literally the best night of my entire life. I'm officially 21, which means I can finally get my trust fund money. Big shout out to whoever set that up. I'm about to go crazy with that cash." Everyone laughed. She laughed. I didn't. Jessica tapped her champagne glass with a fork. "Actually, honey, we have a surprise for you. The person who manages your trust fund is here to give you your official documents. It's a family tradition." She pointed to the corner where Daniel Foster stood in his usual dark suit, holding a leather folder. Emma screamed. "Oh my God, is this happening right now? Everyone record this." Dozens of phones pointed at us. Every angle was being filmed. Perfect. Daniel walked to the middle of the room. His face was blank. It was always blank. He opened the folder and spoke clearly. "Miss Emma Mitchell," he started. "I am Daniel Foster, trustee of the Mitchell Family Trust, created on the day you were born to give you financial support when you turned 21. Emma was jumping up and down. "How much is it? Mom said it was a lot." The trust was originally worth $1.8 million. The whole room gasped. Emma's eyes got huge. Jessica started crying happy tears. "However," Daniel said, and that word felt like a bomb dropping. "According to Section 4 of the Trust Rules, which explains the character requirements for receiving the money, the trust has gone through a forfeiture review." The room got quiet. Emma's smile disappeared. "On your Aunt Sarah's birthday this year, you posted a video to TikTok where you publicly embarrassed and made fun of a family member. Specifically, the person who created and funded this entire trust. That video got over 3 million views. You then made more videos continuing this behavior and responded to comments that made the cruelty even worse." Emma's face turned white. "Wait, what? Who funded it?" Daniel looked straight at me. Every single person turned their head. "Your Aunt Sarah," he said. "She has been putting money into your trust fund since the day you were born. Every single dollar in that account came from her." You could have heard a pin drop. I could hear someone breathing across the room. Jessica pushed forward, her face confused and angry. "That's impossible. Sarah doesn't have that kind of money. She drives a Toyota. She wears Target clothes." "I do," I said calmly. Daniel kept going, ignoring the drama. "As trustee, I have decided that Miss Mitchell's actions are a serious violation of the character clause. Therefore, the trust has been dissolved. The money has been sent to the secondary beneficiary, a scholarship program for first-generation college students." Emma's phone fell out of her hand and crashed on the floor. No. This isn't real. And Sarah, please. I didn't know. I was just making content for my page. It was supposed to be funny. Everyone does stuff like this. Please, you can't take it away." I walked toward her slowly. The crowd moved out of my way like I was walking through water. I stopped close enough that she could hear me without anyone else listening. "You called me broke, Emma. You filmed me and told 3 million strangers that I was embarrassing. You ranked me at the very bottom of our family. 3 million people watched you make fun of me for entertainment. And you picked the meanest comment to put at the top of your page." Tears poured down her face, ruining her expensive makeup. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, Aunt Sarah. I'll delete everything. I'll say sorry to everyone online. I'll do whatever you want. The trust was supposed to help you build a life, I said quietly. But you can't build anything real when you're mean to people. You can't treat people like they're just content for your videos and expect to be trusted with money. The money is gone, Emma. Not because I want to hurt you, but because you showed me exactly who you are. And I believe you. Jessica grabbed my arm. Her nails dug into my skin. You can't do this. That money was for her future. You're destroying her life over a stupid video. I removed her hand gently but firmly. I didn't destroy anything, Jessica. I funded her entire life. Private school, tutors, the car you gave her when she turned 16, the apartment you helped her get. All of it came from grants and donations that I gave anonymously. I did it because she's my niece, and I hoped she would grow up to be someone worth believing in. I looked around the room at the 300 guests. Most were still recording. She made a video calling me broke to 3 million strangers. Tonight, 3 million more will find out that the broke aunt was worth more than this entire room combined. That's not revenge. That's just the truth finally coming out. I turned to walk away. My brother David, who had been standing frozen by the drinks table, finally spoke. Sarah, wait. I didn't know. I swear I had no idea about any of this. I stopped but didn't look back. You knew how they talked to me, David. Every holiday, every family gathering. You watched your wife and daughter make fun of me for 18 years. And you never said one word. You didn't need to know about the money to know that was wrong. I walked out into the cold night air. Behind me, I heard Emma crying, Jessica yelling at Daniel, and the whispers of 300 people who just watched the most expensive TikTok mistake in history. The video from the party exploded online the next day. Not Emma's video. The videos her guests posted. The ones showing her face when she learned the truth. The ones capturing the exact moment she realized that the woman she called broke had been secretly helping her all along. The internet, which had laughed at me a week before, turned on her instantly. Imagine losing $1.8 million for likes. The broke aunt was secretly rich this whole time. I'm screaming. She really said Target clothes to a multimillionaire. This is wild. Emma deleted all her social media within 2 days. Jessica stopped posting completely. David sent me a long letter saying sorry for everything, but I haven't written back yet. Some hurts need time before you know if they can get better. The scholarship program got the $1.8 million on December 20th. It will pay for 16 students to go to college next year. Students who worked hard, who showed good character, who understand that how you treat people matters more than how expensive your clothes are. I'm sitting in my living room right now wearing a sweater that cost $39 from a store Emma would never shop at. Cozy. Soft. It's exactly what I want. I don't dress to impress people who think price tags equal worth. I dress for me. I live for me. And I help people who understand that being kind isn't being weak. And being humble doesn't mean being poor. Emma thought she was exposing me. She thought she was showing the world who I really was. She was right. Just not in the way she thought. If you've ever been underestimated by people who mistake quiet for weakness, hit that like button and share this story. And remember, the people who make fun of you for being simple might be standing on ground you built. Before you go, let me tell you what happened 3 months later. Because this story doesn't end at that party. Emma reached out to me. Not through text. Not through her mom. She showed up at my house on a Tuesday morning. I almost didn't answer the door. But something told me to listen. She stood on my porch looking completely different. No makeup. Plain jeans. Hoodie. Her hair in a simple ponytail. Aunt Sarah, she said, her voice shaking. I know you don't want to see me. I know I don't deserve even 5 minutes of your time. But I need to tell you something. I opened the door wider. Come in. We sat in my kitchen. The same kitchen she'd probably made fun of to her friends because it didn't have fancy marble counters or designer appliances. She looked around like she was seeing it for the first time. I got a job, she said quietly. At a coffee shop. It's minimum wage. I work 6 days a week. My hands smell like espresso all the time, and I come home exhausted. She looked down at her hands. 3 months ago, I would have made a video about how sad it would be to work at a coffee shop. How that's what losers do. But now, her voice broke. Now I see all these people coming in. Single moms working 2 jobs. College students paying their own way. People being kind even when they're tired. And I realize I was the loser. Not because of money, but because I didn't understand what real life was. I poured her some tea. What made you get the job? Mom cut me off, she said. After the party, after everyone found out, her friends started avoiding her. Her social media took a hit. She blamed me. She said if I just kept my mouth shut, none of this would have happened. She told me I needed to figure out my own life. Emma wiped her eyes. At first I was so angry. You, her, everyone. But then I realized something. Nobody owed me anything. Not you. Not anyone. And the fact that you helped me my whole life without me even knowing. I took that for granted. I took you for granted. I sipped my tea and waited. I'm not here to ask for the money back, she said quickly. I know that's gone. I know I destroyed that. I'm here because I've been going to therapy. And my therapist asked me who I needed to apologize to. Not online. Not in a post. But face to face. And you were first on my list. She pulled out a folded piece of paper from her pocket. I wrote down everything I want to say because I knew I'd forget if I didn't. He nodded. Go ahead. She unfolded the paper with shaking hands. I'm sorry for making fun of you. I'm sorry for teaching millions of people that it's okay to judge someone by their clothes or their car. I'm sorry for being so blind that I couldn't see how much you loved me even when I was awful. I'm sorry for wasting 18 years of your generosity by becoming exactly the kind of person you were protecting me from. Tears dripped onto the paper, smudging the ink. I'm sorry that it took losing everything to finally see what was important. And I'm sorry that I hurt you. You didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. I let the silence sit between us for a minute. Emma, I finally said. Do you know why I set up that trust fund with a character clause? She shook her head. Because money without character is dangerous. Doesn't make you happy. Doesn't make you better. Just makes you more of what you already are. If you're kind, it helps you do more kindness. If you're cruel, it just gives you a bigger platform for cruelty. I leaned forward. I didn't take that money away to punish you. I took it away to protect you from becoming someone even worse. Emma looked up at me, her eyes red. Did it work? I smiled for the first time since she'd arrived. You're here, aren't you? You're working. You're learning. You're apologizing face to face instead of in a comment section. That's not the same person who made that video. She laughed, but it was sad. I lost $1.8 million to learn how to be a decent human. That's a pretty expensive lesson. It would have been more expensive if you'd gotten the money and never learned at all, I said. We talked for 2 more hours. About her job. About therapy. About what she wanted to do with her life now that social media wasn't the center of it. When she left, she hugged me. A real hug. Not a side hug for a photo. Not a fake hug for appearances. A real one. Thank you, Aunt Sarah, she whispered. For everything. Even this. I watched her drive away in her old car. Not a fancy car her mom bought. A used car she'd saved up for herself. And I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Oh, so here's what I want you to know. Revenge isn't always about making someone suffer. Sometimes revenge is giving someone exactly what they showed you they deserved. And then watching to see if they become someone different. Emma didn't get her $1.8 million. But 16 kids who worked hard and treated people with respect did get to go to college. And Emma got something no amount of money could buy. She got a chance to rebuild herself from the ground up. To learn what actually matters. To understand that your worth isn't in your bank account or your follower count. It's in how you treat people when nobody's watching. That's worth more than any trust fund. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, Sometimes the best revenge is becoming living proof that character matters more than cash. This is Sister Sephora, and I'll see you in the next one.